Ram V and Otto Schmidt conclude their epic train heist as Catwoman learns who is on the train with her as the Magistrate organize an assault on her and the people of Alleytown. Ram V finishes up his really fun action adventure with Catwoman, leaving her to pretty much be the linchpin in the whole Batman Lives stuff we've seen throughout Gotham's portion of Future State. I really enjoyed how Selina's story filled in quite a few of the gaps of the Gotham stories, linking up the Dark Detective, Next Batman, and even the Nightwing and his Resistance stuff seen in his book and Robin Eternal. It's been a real highlight for all of these books, and Ram makes it so much fun to explore and watch unfold and learn more about the Magistrate and the behind the scenes stuff with them. The romance between Bruce and Selina also continues, and it culminates in a very heartbreaking and visually cool way, with both of them literally pulled in opposite directions by their respective lives. Otto Schmidt returns with more fun future redesigns and action sequences, which were all bathed in a brilliant orange and red light compared to the first issue, which was full of cool blues and whites. I really liked his simple redesign of a disheveled Bruce Wayne who's been captured. He's got a beard and he's got half his cloak, which when a shadow is cast over him, it makes him look like Batman, which I thought was really quite cool. It's not the first time something like this has happened in a comic, but when it does happen, it's always visually appealing and it just looks really cool. Future State Catwoman issue 2 finished up Selina's time in Future State in a wholly satisfying way that connected up many of the Bat books from Future State while also expanding the base lore of this future world wonderfully. The book was also filled with some fun action and fun character interactions and a heartbreaking continuation of Selina and Bruce's turbulent romance. I'm going to give this issue a 9 out of 10. Future State Catwoman issue 2 finds Cheshire Cat infiltrate a power plant, taking out the guards as Selina calls, saying the place is crawling with men and she's trying to keep the big finale a surprise. She finishes placing her charges, handing things over to Leo, who says that when the charges are set off at the power plant, the power to the train will be cut and it will go dead, giving the Magistrate about 40 minutes to try and figure out how to reroute power to the rail again. He says that if the charges were right, the train should stop in Irontown Tunnel and will give Selina a window to enact her plan, and in 28 seconds the whole train will be in the tunnel, so she needs to get ready. Selina doesn't answer since she's badly wounded. She does manage to contact the team after a minute, telling them that she's fine, marking 18 seconds until the tunnel on her watch as she falls unconscious. The bombs go off and the train grinds to a halt as the captain demands to know what is happening. Skidmark Mimo tells the others in the carts to keep moving since he's sure Catwoman will make it. While passed out, Selina sees the dead Bruce Wayne, mourning over his coffin, saying that she's trying really hard, but it's difficult with him gone and she needs some help. A voice says that he's gone, not dead, as a towering visage of Batman appears, saying that Bruce is dead, but he's still there. Batman says that Bruce did all of this for so many years because he was afraid he'd end up this way, alone and trapped in the dark. Bruce sits up, grabbing Selina and asking if she wants to get out of there, but she needs to be afraid of something and she needs to know that Bruce may be dead, but Batman lives. Bruce morphs into Batman, telling her to stand up as he suddenly begins saying slap. Catwoman is woken by Onomatopoeia, who continues to slap Selina. She stops him, saying that if he hits her again, she'll tear his arms off. The villain stops, pointing out gas coming into the room. Selina knows that it's a sedative gas that the Magistrate are pumping in as the captain finds his men have activated the gas, wanting them to wait a few minutes for it to kick in and take down all of the people. In the control center, the technicians are set upon by a cloaked Bruce Wayne, who takes them down along with Taliha, who is reminded by Bruce that there will be no killing. Taliha reluctantly agrees, but reminds Bruce that he's the only one still playing by the rules. She begins to check the computers, trying to find a way to unlock the doors so they can jump out. Bruce thought that they would be more guards, and Taliha knows that they are. They're just dealing with another disturbance in the farthest cart. Bruce looks up the disturbance on the CCTV cameras, finding Selina on the view screen. As the gas is pumped into Selina's room, she uses a gas mask to contact Leo, who is trying to open the doors but knows she can't unless she blows them open. Selina asks if her suit still has power, since she wants to overload the magnets in it and cause an EMP shockwave that will short out the door and blow it off its hinges. Leo knows that could work, but it would probably damage her hands, but Selina doesn't care, telling him to do it. Leo powers up a suit and the plan works, blowing the door clear off its hinges and freeing Selina and Onomatopoeia. Catwoman viciously attacks the guards, but is subdued by the sheer number of them. The captain thinks that she should recognize when she is beaten, calling her a nuisance, and now everyone will be punished for her insolence. He says that things would have gone better had she just breathed in the gas and fallen asleep, asking if all of the bloody claws and beaten face were worth it. He points a gun at her, and as Selina says that it was worth it since Batman lives, Bruce smashes the man over the back of the head, knocking him out as Onomatopoeia kills the other guards. Selina is surprised to see Bruce, who says that he guesses bats have more than one life as well. Selina slaps him, but then kisses her beloved as she asks if he's hurt. Taliha tells him that they really need to get off the train, and Selina thinks that she needs to rethink his +1 to her parties, but Bruce knows that hers is no different as Onomatopoeia bandages his wounds. The power comes back on as Bruce reveals the peacekeepers shot him and he almost died, but he was stitched up by a butcher in a back alley. The captain soon comes to, saying that they celebrated too early as he activates his peacekeeper alarm. Leo detects a radio alert going out to the peacekeepers as Bruce asks what Selina's exit strategy is. Selina tells him about the Gotham Ghost Rail, finding old tunnels no one knew about that link up to the Alleytown tunnel, and they restored one of the rails and one of the engines, and will link their coaches filled with kids to the restored train engine on the restored track and slip away under the tunnel undetected. Bruce goes to help Selina with the kids as Talia reminds him the Resistance needs him, but Bruce knows why he's there. Selina corrals the kids as Bruce finds the emergency uncoupling mechanism. Selina realizes that Bruce isn't coming with her, and Bruce says that they will be coming for him, and if he goes with her, they'll be running the whole time. So this way, they will think that he engineered the escape and that she gets away clean, and no one will come looking for the two missing coaches when Batman blows up the entire train. The carts begin pulling apart as Selina asks where he's going, and Bruce says that he's meeting with the Resistance after they jump from the train once it's at speed. She asks how Bruce will find her, so Bruce tells her to steal something important and he will find her. The cart slows down and the kids celebrate as Onomatopoeia leaves through the tunnel as Selina's team hook up the train's carts to their engines and escape. Bruce meanwhile lets his end of the train explode, and in the aftermath, the Magistrate find nothing is left, only finding the captain cuffed to the wreckage next to a flaming bat signal that proclaims Batman still lives.